Instagram, founded in 2010, has grown enormously within very few years. The concept is simple. For the founders, Kyle Systrom and Mike Krieger, both Stanford alumni, the goal was to create community engagement through visual storytelling with easy editing made specifically for the era of the mobile revolution. It capitalized on every person with a smartphone's constant use and access to a camera, which at the time was qualitatively lacking. People could simply add a filter and post with a clever caption on a platform meant purely for pictures. And now, in 2017, it has 800 million users, second only to Facebook, which owns it. Arguably, this kind of congregation is based purely on friends and surface-level interests, falling into Bella's definition of a lifestyle enclave as opposed to a real community, which can tend to isolate people and distances them from each other. A camera in itself creates distance between subject and photographer, creating a perspective that's from the outside. Instagram exacerbates this distance by making it constant, always available in your pocket rather than a bulky camera. It distances people from their own experiences and other people. Instagram's filter acts as a perfect haze over people's lives and poor quality pictures. To be fair, many people have utilized Instagram to create whole new industries and work on their art, but this points to a larger problem that Instagram has been trying to address, in that it was ranked the worst social media for mental health in young people by the Royal Society of Public Health. Alternatively, the most positively rated was YouTube. Some recommendations the service provides are pop-ups about usage, identification of people with mental health issues, and highlighting when photos have been digitally manipulated. The solutions point out the issues clearly. People's use is constant, and specifically Instagram exacerbates mental health issues, loneliness, and negative comparative body image. I'd like to point out, though, that these are user-based solutions, putting all the pressure on the individual, showing where Instagram might not be doing enough for their users. There are clear indicators within people's accounts for possible mental illness. One study was able to point out specific markers for people with depression even prior to their first diagnosis. These markers include darker hues, less faces, so on. The act of photography in general is all about creating the perfect image. This is only exacerbated by the social media structure, and it changes the way people interact with each other socially and with their surroundings when their lives are mediated through both visual imagery and technology. Also, whether or not it is intentional, the addictive nature of receiving likes or comments from friends is very strong in Instagram, and people find themselves having to constantly check in, notification dings always drawing them back to their phones. Long amounts of time spent on technology can be somewhat damaging and can exacerbate mental and physical health issues. Another important feature of the study was a ranking on cyberbullying. In an interview with Wired, creator of Instagram Kyle Systrom discusses this in depth. He discusses feeling responsible for his platform's users and understands that with so large of a user base comes a lot of influence. He does not like that people might feel as if they cannot express themselves truly. Systrom just wants everyone to be nice to each other. He wants people to be able to be real and vulnerable and discuss mental health. He wants people to connect to each other and build a strong community. But based on what? Pictures? He says it's a new form of visual storytelling, but how can people connect to each other when they pretend their lives are a story? This is the lead-up to his introduction of a two-pronged effort to eradicate hate on his platform. Launched in August 2017, Instagram is now able to use an algorithm to identify hateful comments and just not let them appear on someone's photo. The second part is to launch in early 2018, and it consists of an algorithm that identifies and elevates funny, nice, and well-liked comments to the top of the comment stream. These new features have resulted probably from the debate going on in politics and technology. It's about who decides if someone should or needs to be protected from certain kinds of speech. Many argue that censorship of certain comments, even negative ones, violates people's rights to free speech and expression. It might create a sense of a safety bubble in which the only things people hear are nice things, shunning different kinds of opinions. This might be a misinterpretation of the point of the feature, but possibly not the results, in that it might create a positivity bubble, a world in which things are perfect at all times, and if you attempt to pop the bubble, you are the problem. Some see it as a slippery slope, asking, at what point do these companies get to control everything said on their platform while justifying it through anti-cyberbullying measures? There are individual mechanisms already in place to control what people see, such as liking certain comments or blocking people. These censorship rules also might make it more possible for deeper bonds within the community by allowing more vulnerability among users. At some point, they must find a middle ground, and the creators of Instagram are attempting to solve some of their platform's issues. They felt a responsibility to their users, and through this action are trying to find a way to help build a real community on Instagram. Whether it works, it remains to be seen.